Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back for another lecture in the video lecture series by me. So today we will be discussing chapter number 6, some topics from chapter number 6, and of course we cannot cover the whole chapter in a video. So we will be discussing the basics of wind. Oh, apologies for the disturbance. I think I will not be able to make any video without these kind of disturbances. Thanks to the kids at my home. Alright, so geosystems, chapter number 6. The title is Atmospheric and Oceanic Circulation. Basically, it is dealing with atmosphere and a little about hydrosphere, which is water. So without wasting further time, let's start with the wind essentials. Seriously, this is my 4th attempt in trying to record this video. Anyway, so let's discuss the wind essentials. What makes up the atmosphere? So it's air which makes up the atmosphere, and when the air moves, it's called as wind. And why wind is moving? Wind is moving because of the differences between air pressure at different places. Now we will see what the air pressure is in the upcoming lectures. So what atmospheric energy does, it basically redistribute the solar radiation coming between the areas of Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle. As we know that beyond Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle, the sun rays do not reach directly. So beyond those areas of the Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle, the wind carries insolation, and as written over here in the green part, that from 35 degrees of latitude to the poles, which is 90 degrees, wind is the dominant medium for redistributing energy. And if we see the areas between 17th parallel, that is 17 degree north to 17 degrees south, ocean currents are dominant in redistributing the insolation. Now, apart from the insolation, atmospheric circulation also distribute air pollutants, which are human or naturally caused, and some other particles. So if we look at atmospheric circulations, we categorize those into 3 levels. Those 3 levels are the primary circulation, secondary circulation, and tertiary circulation. When we say primary circulation, we are basically dealing with the wind systems which run globally on a large scale. So if we consider this world map and compare the 3 types of circulation, the primary circulation, secondary circulation, and tertiary. So for primary, when we say wind is moving from equator to North Pole, so we are discussing the earth as a whole, and we are discussing bigger areas. We are considering bigger areas. So for bigger areas, it's primary circulation from equator to pole, from pole to mid latitude, which is 45 degrees, then from equator to South Pole. So this is primary distribution or primary circulation. Then the secondary circulation, when we talk about smaller areas compared to pole or equator, we say that the circulation is moving from Europe to Mediterranean Sea over here. This is Mediterranean Sea and this is Europe. So if the pressure or the wind circulation moves from Europe to Mediterranean Sea, so we are considering slightly smaller area. So this is secondary circulation, and tertiary circulation deals with even smaller area. So let's have a look at this map. Primary circulation from here to here, from this region to this region. This is primary circulation. Secondary circulation from this region to this region. And when we say tertiary circulation, we basically talk about circulation within a small area, like wind circulation from University of Karachi to Gulshan Iqbal, or wind circulation within Gulshan Iqbal, or wind circulation from seaside to the adjacent DHA areas. These are the tertiary level of circulation. Wind circulation is generally irregular in pattern. It does not have a proper direction. It can be circular or it can be wavy, depending upon the direction in which it is flowing. But sometimes wind moves from north to south in a straight direction, that is along meridians. So when the wind is moving along a meridian, then it is called as meridional flow. And when the wind moves horizontally from east to west along the parallels, then the movement is called as zonal flow. So from north to south straight line movement, meridional flow. From east to west straight line movement, zonal flow. Now let's see what air pressure is. Air pressure is the total pressure exerted by all the molecules which are present in the atmosphere. And let's revise the term that whenever we say atmosphere in these things, we mean that we are talking about troposphere, which is the densest layer of atmosphere. So it has maximum number of particles, and each particle has certain pressure, has certain weight under the force of gravity, and together they make up the air pressure. Air pressure varies throughout the Earth's surface according to the density and temperature of the air. The person who invented the device to measure air pressure was Evangelista Torricelli. He was a student of Galileo Galilei, the famous Greek philosopher. So he was working in his mine, and while working, he has observed the working of the pump, and with that he finally found out that it was air pressure which was changing the water level inside the pump or the mine. So here they have made the illustration of the mine in which he was working. Torricelli was working, and using that principle he devised the instrument which is called as barometer. And since the liquid which is used inside the barometer is mercury, so the name of that device is given as mercury barometer. Baro is a Greek word which means weight. Later on, scientists invented another barometer which did not have mercury in it, rather air chamber was used, and that barometer was called as aneroid barometer. So these were the two devices which were used to measure air pressure. Now let's see how wind is measured. So when we see to measure the wind, we need to know that there are two aspects of wind. The wind direction, of course it blows in one direction or the other, and then the wind speed. So to measure the wind direction, the device which is used is called as a wind vane. This is a wind vane, a very simple device with this arrow, a wind vane, and the instrument which measures the wind speed is called as anemometer. Anemo means speed. So this is the anemometer which has cups in it, and that anemometer rotates with the wind speed, giving the wind speed value in the dial which is fixed right below the rotating cups over here. The measuring factor or the measuring unit of wind direction is quite simple. Of course, it will be in the form of the 4 cardinal directions and then the 16 secondary and tertiary directions as shown in figure 6.5 right here. Now the unit for wind speed is generally taken as meters per hour, miles per hour, or knots. Knot is the unit of wind speed which is measured along the curvature of Earth. Since the Earth's surface is not a straight or plane surface, it is curved or spherical or geoid. So within a geoid, when wind is moving along the curvature, and that movement along the curvature and the distance it is covering along the curvature of the Earth is taken as nautical mile, and when nautical mile is measured per hour, then the unit is called as a knot. Wind is named according to the direction or the place from where it is blowing. So if we say a wind is northerly, that means the wind is blowing from north direction. And if the wind is called as southerly, that means it is blowing from south direction. If the wind is westerly, then it will be coming from west direction, and if it is easterly, then it will be flowing from east. So these were the names of wind given according to the direction from which it is blowing. Now the wind naming according to its speed, and that naming of wind is given in the famous Beaufort scale. Let's have a look at Beaufort scale, how winds are named according to the speed. So here it is, the Beaufort wind scale. These are the categories: the calm, light air, light breeze, gentle breeze, moderate breeze, fresh breeze, strong breeze, moderate gale, fresh gale. So all in all, if we look at the similar names, so we see we have calm, in which the wind speed is lesser than knots. Now there are two different units given, in fact three units of wind speed: the kilometers per hour, miles per hour, this is kilometer per hour, miles per hour, and knots. But I would suggest you guys to consider knots because it's easier and simpler. We have difference of 3 to 4 degrees or 3 to 4 knots between categories. So here calm, less than 1 knot, light air. So calm and light air are the initial ones, and after that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 classes of breeze. So calm, light air and breeze, 5 classes. So you can learn light, gentle, moderate, fresh and strong. So these are the breeze category, followed by the gale category. So we have 1, 2, 3 and 4 gale categories, 5 breeze categories, followed by the 4 gale categories, and then we have storm, and finally we have hurricane. So here we have discussed the names of wind according to the wind speed. That's all for this video. We will discuss the driving forces within the atmosphere in our next lecture. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.